Somebody prayed you through. Somebody prayed you out. And you have to then turn around and do the same thing for somebody else that's left behind. Don't disconnect yourself from people who are less fortunate than you are. Because, hey, if you don't watch it, you can be right back where they are today. Oh, glory to God. I know I'm preaching. I ought to look behind me and see if I can see my behind, because I'm preaching my behind off. Glory to God. Huh? Don't disconnect yourself and then start looking down on poor people and start looking down on people saying, those people, I got out, they ought to get out. Somebody helped you get out. You didn't get out on your own. You didn't get out by yourself. Somebody helped you, and you ought to turn around and help somebody else. These religious people in their uppityness. I can't know. The priest looks at the man and says, no, because of my qualifications as a priest, I am not to handle anything dead. But here's the thing, the man was not dead. The text clearly says that he was almost dead, and in the King James Version, it says he was left half dead. Have I got a witness here? So, the robbers saw the man as an object to assault. Religious people saw the man as an obstacle to avoid. But then I thank God that the man was not just left there at the mercy of these religious people and these robbers. Because the story says that a righteous man came down the roadside. Now, this righteous man being a Samaritan. Everybody else in the story is of Jewish descent. This man is a Samaritan, and he is expected really not to go over and do anything for the man, not to help the man out, not to see who he is, because the Levite, watch this, he did go over and look at the man, okay? And perhaps he looked at him like many of us look at people who are less fortunate than we are. He went over and looked at the man to see if he knew who he was. Because some people, hear me today, have made up in their minds that they're not going to help anybody that they don't know. Huh? That's why when we give away food, we don't know who they are. Only thing we ask is that you be hungry or that you need food to eat. We don't have to know your name. We don't have to know where your family came from. We don't have to know. See, a lot of times we get wrapped up in too much red tape. When you see a need, meet the need and shut up. That's what you do. Meet the need. Okay? If they're scamming you, now I know that there are certain precautions you ought to take to make sure that the Lord's resources are handled in a good fashion and sown into good ground. I understand all of that. Okay? But I also understand that many times we are entertaining angels unaware. Huh? If they scamming you, God will handle them and bless you. Oh, yes, he will. God protects us. God watches over us. Yes, do all you can to make sure that things are handled right. Because when we give out, we've got our rent and utility relief ministry. And when we do something, we check and make sure that it is a genuine need. We don't give the money to the individual. We don't give the money to the families. If they need money for something else, we'll do that. But if we're going to pay a utility, we pay it to the utility company. If we're going to pay rent, we pay it to the landlord or the mortgage company. We don't give it to them. But listen, the Levite went over and looked at the man to see if he knew him. You don't have to know the people that you're trying to help. Huh? The people that we've helped with rental systems, the people that we've helped with utilities, I didn't know them from Adam's house cat. But I knew the situation was severe. Huh? So when you're righteous and you come down the